Hi, this is Elise with Strike a Chord, and today I want to show you how and why I teach the circle of fifths. This video is intended both for teachers and students, and it's a demonstration of how I go about introducing the circle of fifths, essentially the backbone of Western music. And luckily enough for us, a clock, like this blank one here, has 12 positions, just like we have 12 pitches. If we start on C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 distinct pitches before we get to another C. So we can employ a clock and use something familiar to introduce something pretty unfamiliar, the circle of keys. Right? A lot of books show you this guy. And of course, that is full of every detail you need, but it might be a little intimidating for first-timers. And we want students to see a key signature with 3 sharps and know immediately that it is A major, almost like a highway sign says, "Welcome to California." 3 sharps, right here, says, "Welcome to the key of A major." For newer students, I also explain the scale as the 7 people who live in the country. There can only be one of every alphabet letter, and the most important member, the president, if you like, is always number 1 of the scale. However, the second most important member is not number 2. It's number 5. I call it the vice president. Let's take C major first. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And C major is our favorite key on the piano because it doesn't use any black keys, no sharps or flats. And it allows us to see the whole steps and half steps that are required to build a major scale. So let's write it out. All right, here's our first pitch, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and now we get back to pitch 1, the president. Okay, keep in mind we generally use Roman numerals, especially for our 2 most important members. Okay, now between C and D, you have a whole step. Let's put a little W there. D and E is also a whole step. E and F is your first half step. Okay, so you'll always need a half step between 3 and 4. F and G is a whole. G and A, whole. A, B, also a whole. And B, C is the other half step. Okay, only 2 half steps. Now, if we want to find the next closest related scale, we start on the 5th, in this case, G. So let's write it out. We'd start G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. We need to play an F sharp in order to have a half step between the 7 and the 1. 1, 2, 3, 4 is a B and C we already know is a half step. 5, 6, 7, 1. Okay, so let's write it out here. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. And again, we have a half step, 3 and 4, and 7 and 1. Well, this is good information because as we go around the circle of fifths, the new sharp is always going to appear on the 7th of the scale. New sharp. And we're just going to keep adding to that initial F sharp. So let's start writing it out. Okay, so typically the number that we see here is 12, but for our purposes, we're going to replace it with 0 for 0 sharps and flats. That's C major. And our closest related key with only 1 sharp is G major. Of course, it's F sharp. So let's start writing the sharps down here. And I'm going to start at the right, and we'll see why later. Okay, so we already investigated G major. Let's go to the 5th of G, and it's D major. We'll need one other sharp besides F sharp. Let's see where it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Our 7th is C. So at 2 sharps, we get D major, and the 2nd sharp is C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we need A major. We know it has 3 sharps, so let's figure out which one it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So our 7th, the new sharp, is G sharp. Now 5th above A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A's closest related key is E major, which must have 4 sharps. And let's play the scale. F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp. That's our new sharp. I just want to confirm, right, that these are the 4 sharps we're talking about when we're at E major. Okay? We're just adding 1 sharp each time we go 5 clicks on the clock, right? Just like 5 minutes. Okay, now the 5th of E, B major. B major is at 5 o'clock. Okay, let's play the scale. C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp is on the 7th. Okay. Now the 5th of B is F sharp, right? We sharped F way up here at 1 o'clock. So a couple ways you can help students see that this must be an F sharp. It has 6 sharps. The scale of F sharp's pretty dense with black keys. There's only 1 key that isn't sharp, right? Let's see that. F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, C sharp, D sharp, E sharp is a white key, F sharp. So E is our, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sharp. Okay, so we're going to stop going clockwise on the clock. Just like we're not going to go up 5 steps to the right, because I want to show you that the clock goes the opposite way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down is the way that this becomes a circle. So if we go counterclockwise, we're going to go to the left on the piano. Here's C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As closely related to G major is to C major, F major is to C. Okay, let's look at the F major scale. F, G, A, B. That's step 3 to 4, so we need a B flat in the F major scale to have a half step there. 5, 6, 7, 1 is already a white key half step. Okay? So we know we need one flat. Let's put the flats up here. And we're going to see something really nice. Okay, but we have to step down 5. And remember, we've already flatted B. So B is going to stay flat for the whole rest of the clock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our next key is the key of B flat. Okay? Has 2 flats. Let's play the scale. 1, 2, 3, 4. D to E flat is our 3, 4 half step. 5, 6, 7, 1. So E is our new flat. And it actually turns out to be our next key again. Because we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Because what's happening is we're adding a new flat on the 4th of the key. And the 4th above your president is also a 5th below. So let's do that up here. B flat to E flat is a 4th. But B flat down to E flat is a 5th. Okay, and that's going to be our 3 o'clock on the flat side. E flat, G, A flat, B flat, C, D, E flat. 3, 4. New flat is A flat. Okay. And that's at 4 o'clock. Play that A flat scale. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the new flat showed up on D flat, which is our new key, if you recall. And that has 5 flats. How do we get from D flat to F sharp? Well, D flat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This black key that I'm playing has 2 names, right? Either F sharp or G flat. G flat is the flat key that has 6 flats. But at this point we can turn back around. So now we're now on F sharp and we're going to go down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We get to B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to E. A. And go up an octave so you can still see me. D. G. C. And we've gone all the way around the clock. So it works both directions. And I'll just add in the rest of our flats here. C would have been the new flat in G flat country. And you can see, this might be a good review for students who already know the order of the flats and the sharps. All right, so the sharps go this way, the flats go this way, but they're the same order of notes. And what we've left out are these 2 keys and harmonic spellings. Right? B major could also be C flat, and that would be a key with 7 flats, in which case you would use an F flat. Of course, if you could just use B major with 5 sharps, that would be simpler. Likewise, over here D flat is also C sharp, in which case you would use and B sharp. And now you have all 7. And this is a fun way to get into the circle of fifths and show them kind of the nuts and bolts. And also, if you don't have this little graphic that I've got, no big deal. You can just point to a clock face. And luckily for you, there's 5 minutes between each of these positions, just like a perfect fifth. So I hope this is useful for you in your studio, or for those of you tuning in that are independent learners. And also, feel free to use this knowledge when you're using Strike a Chord app, right? Some of these keys that are closely related, F, C, and G, well, those are the primary chords. Those sound really good together. But even something just a couple clicks away could be used. That has a good sound. I wonder what E flat sounds like with C. F, C. Now, let's look at 2 chords that are extremely far from each other. E flat and A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 clicks away. You can hear that they are distantly related, and that gives it that out-of-world sound. So, have fun and enjoy playing with these chords.